Okay, my fellow American citizens, today's date is September 10th, 2025. I'm getting ready to show you the audio of me being on the Ground Zero show. It was either in June, July, or August 2024. This particular, yeah, because I forgot the exact date of this show. You could probably Google it. This show was broadcast within between 1 and 3 days of of the date when, those terrorists in Lebanon, Hezbollah, experienced what they experienced through those pagers. When the pager attack happened to Hezbollah, okay, in Lebanon. So this show was within 1 to 3 days after that big, gigantic news story. So just, all you got, if you want to know the date of the show, all you got to do is Google when that happened, and then you can kind of tell that, you know, the roundabout date of the broadcast of this particular show. Now, I'm on this show, okay? Now, I'm only going to play you sections of this recording of this show, and there are a few moments where I'm making private statements in my tape recorder, which are also relevant because you need to hear some of the descriptions that I'm stating about what I was enduring in real time as I'm listening to the show, okay? Because as I was listening to the show, the perpetrators were jamming my phone. So when they did that, I would make statements in my tape recorder about whatever. And so when I turn on this tape recorder, you're going to immediately hear me state, okay, some of the descriptions of what I was enduring in real time. And then you're going to hear me calling the show, and then you're going to be hearing me on the show. Fucking day with that high-level shit to the fucking ears. It went down into the fucking front right part of the neck, around the gland area, and the back base cranium. I didn't get one fucking thing done today, except for some charging, which, by the way, they're draining. Oh, God. Oh. Alright, I just dialed. Oh.
Playground, Aftermath.media. Their website includes years of archived shows and podcasts from Ground Zero with Clyde Lewis and the Secret Teachings with Ryan Gable. You'll have access to over 200 documentaries and movies from some of the greatest minds in the last 50 years in their video section. In addition, you can watch a live video stream of Ground Zero. Also, there's monthly chats with Clyde along with intriguing and educational webinars. Each subscription includes tech support, RSS feeds, a chat room, and social media channels. Be sure to check out their yearly specials for basic and premium memberships. So sign up today at Aftermath.media. That's Aftermath.media.
Right eye down to my sinuses all day, too.
The FTC podcast is an examination of coercive mind control, invasive human experimentation, and other related abuses. Produced by Ron Patton and Jason Stone, they feature survivors, counselors, and researchers who talk in depth about the various methodologies employed by the perpetrators, such as covert drugging, hypnosis, torture, stalking, and electronics. Listen on Pacific time on Ground Zero with Clyde Lewis. Can I get your first name, please?
Leslie?
Leslie, where are you calling from?
San Diego, California.
Hey, do you have a question or a comment for Clyde about tonight's show?
Well, I just want to make a comment about the portable use of directed energy weapons. I was attacked to my left knee in February 2023, or I'm sorry, 2024, and it almost broke my knee. So I don't know if that's something you want shared on the show or not, but I just thought I'd call.
Hey, you want to talk about portable DEWs?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got evidence of it too. So but I just wasn't sure if you wanted that kind of statement, because it's kind of.
So you're a victim of it?
Oh, absolutely.
There used to be a TI group in San Diego. I don't know if you were ever part of that.
Is this one? TI stands for Targeted Individual, which is a name, which is a name that's applied to. It describes gang stalking victims.
Yes, it is.
How you doing, Ron?
Good.
Okay, yeah, I was on the show. I think it was in June, and you were telling me about that. But I was never, I never was able to find out if there was a group out here in San Diego.
I think you kind of got disbanded.
Oh, really?
But, yeah. So anyway, hold tight.
Okay.
I think, or I mean, that's been around since 2002. Some of this technology existed way longer than anybody realizes. Well, we were warned that this type of technology would be used for weaponry, and of course, we haven't seen an example of this until now. And we can speculate that what happened during the Trump rally could be that technology as well. Something aimed at those people, certain type of people, targeted them, and basically started a burning sensation. We had a caller, and he can call again. Called in the program. He was in Arizona. He said that he went to the rally. And he said that while he was at the rally, he said that he wasn't near the guys that got they got zapped or whatever it is that happened. But he said that he remembers it being a hot day. And he said, of course, it's hot in Tucson. But he said that he noticed there were people that were grabbing their faces and running as if their faces were on fire. So that's pretty scary. Some of the stuff that they set up when they transmit from those locations and all the transmitting devices that are set up around those locations, and most of that is not pointed. I mean, some of it, if you look at even cell towers, they don't point towards the sky, which is in some respects bizarre. And the bubble that's created through them with the way that they transmit the energy and transmit the data and how the beams are attenuated and shot straight to devices. I mean, everybody walks around sort of with an invisible leash on them that can be triggered and then pointed, and they don't know. And what was that one they were talking about that had the invisible effect of the leg twitching just from the phone in the pocket? Yeah, phantom, they call it phantom vibrating. Yes, thank you. So, yeah, 100%. You got some very intelligent listeners out there that are seeing it as well. And I think, unfortunately, with the new technologies that come out, you'll see more and more of it. In various different forms. People will not be aware of it unless you point it out to them, because the technology and the information is there, but it's not coming to you via the mainstream media. That's correct. Yeah. So. And I don't want to accept it either, because everybody enjoys the creature comforts that we believe it provides for us, while it's actually not providing anything but a distraction for all of us. That's true. Just stay kind of out of the way and out of it. Stay in your phone, stay in your box, wherever it's at. Get your likes, get your dopamine hits, however they.
Yeah, they're talking about how people are just constantly, depending on their phones.
Judge all that kind of stuff, or I'm sorry, put that out there. Yeah, it's hard to take it back once they give it to you. That's the problem. It's like, they give you the drug, you have the drug, you don't want to get rid of the drug. It's hard to give up the drug, even if it harms. Even if you went back far enough into the argument to say the invention of cell phones altogether, none of us, or at least most folks that I've spoken with throughout the years, no one really ever asked for them. They were sort of forced on society. Right. And same with even automobiles, if you want to go that way. Well, give me convenience or give me death. That seems to be what we are now. But Brian, I got to go to the calls, but I appreciate your calling the show. Little Leslie, California. Hey, Leslie, you're on Ground Zero.
Yes, hello, Clyde. Thank you for taking my call. Listen,
Sure.
I just wanted to make a statement out there for my fellow Americans to know that it's extremely likely that some of these directed energy weapons are absolutely mobile. I was hit with one in February 3rd of 2024 at a business plaza in La Jolla, and it literally almost broke my knee. I could barely walk for 3 straight months, and I ended up with 3rd-degree burns on the side of my knee and all around my kneecap, okay, which I got a lot of evidence, videos, and photos of that. So I was thinking, when I was hearing you talk about what happened with this Trump rally, if those people did get hit by some type of weapon and they were kind of sitting down, I'm thinking that if something like that was in play, it would have to be at waist level. It would have to be something that was in the immediate area.
Well, they target certain people on the certain side of the podium to feel the weapon. Maybe they were trying to center it, but they failed at centering it. But as I said, we did have a listener who was in Tucson who called the program
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that a lot, Clyde. So, from what you were talking about tonight concerning what they were stating, it definitely sounds like something was a very, very unusual concerning that. But I don't want to take any more of your time, but I do want to just, close my statement with this. I was absolutely hit because it produced literally a 4th-degree burn hole in the left side of my knee, and I literally couldn't walk for almost four full months. And so, I just want America to know that us targeted individuals out here that are enduring this extreme criminality, we're out here. So, it might be a good idea to research our testimonies.
Well, a lot of people do, and we're going to have Dr. John Hall coming up to talk more about this, and he has been our champion of people who are targeted, so you'll be able to listen to what he has to say. I appreciate it.
Okay, so...
Okay.
Call
So,
that in.
now, I'm going to make a couple fast additional statement here, folks, because I can't get bogged down into a lengthy video right now. I'm running behind schedule this morning. I'm in the throes and effects of extreme brutalities that I've been enduring nonstop and ongoing ever since pretty much at least early afternoon of September 8th, all the way throughout the and the night of September 8th, all the way throughout the entire day yesterday, including as I slept last night, and I'm still in the throes and effects of all of it. So let me show you a couple things here. Now, while I'm looking for the things I'm going to show you, I'm going to make a few fast statements. Okay. It was discussed on this particular show, which is almost a 3-hour-long show. It was discussed on at least 18 at least 18 different times that the people that were reported to be affected at this Trump rally hit with directed energy weapons. It was reported on the show, on this very broadcast, that these people ended up with swollen eyes. The technology hitting them in the eyes. They ended up with swollen eyes. They lost their vision. They had to go to the hospital and everything. So let me show you a few things here. Bear with me a second. So yesterday, when I was in the throes of a non-stop, brutal, extreme attack that actually was affected upon me while I was sleeping, and then non-stop continued throughout the entire day yesterday, and still is marginally ongoing, I'm going to show you some evidence of... I'm going to show you some pictures of 2 videos I made yesterday. Okay? So this right here is my left eye. Okay? That's one of the effects. And this should be able to show you the details. This picture was taken this morning, actually, so just trust me, you're going to see more. So this was actually taken this morning. This is just a picture of the picture that was taken from the videos made yesterday morning. So what I did was I brought because I made another video a little while ago, and I wanted to emphasize one of the key areas that this picture showed, so I took another picture of it. So this right here is the left eye, the side of the left eye, and even now going down into below the eye, okay? And then this is the eyebrow. Look at that big puffiness, okay? And the same thing on the right. They were hitting both sides yesterday. Okay, so there's the entire picture from the video. And so what I'll do is I'll minimize that, and then what I'll do is I'll come down here and show you some additional pictures taken from that photo yesterday. Look at how bad I look. Okay, so the top of the brain was being hit in several areas, right at the center. So like this is the top of the head here, this is the hairline, this is the top of the head here, going back in towards the top of the head. So it was right at the center of the brain. Okay, and then it was also at an area that was covering. So if you went from the forehead, the hairline of the forehead, and then you went up about 1.5 inches, okay, the entire area, about 1.5 inches above the hairline, was being targeted. And then I was being targeted at several spots directly at center of the top of the head, at the center of the head, okay, and a little bit like 1 millimeter to the right and left of the head. That energy went down into the veins, into the eyebrow areas, and then from there it went to areas over here in the left. Now I got massive other different evidences that completely back up all these statements. It completely backs them up. So look at the eyebrows, okay? The left edge of the right eyebrow and the right edge of the left eyebrow, okay, is where it's enduring these dumps at from the veins and or arteries, okay. These are occipital nerves. The energy is going from the top of the head into the occipital nerves, going down into the eyebrow area, and then from there it's transferring. Some of it's transferring to the nose, other parts of it is transferring to more than likely other areas of the around the orbital bone. Okay, so let me bring up, that's why I look like total hell. Oh, absolutely. And the nose, there's one of the effects of the nose. There's many things in play here, folks, so just bear with me. This is why my skin and my muscle, my face looks all beat up and raw. Oh, absolutely. These people are sadistic animals. That's all they are. That's all they'll ever be. They're sadistic animals, absolutely. So let me go back and show you some of the main pictures that were taken yesterday. Bear with me a second, because those were just pictures of the pictures. Okay, so this one right here. Okay, take a look at that, and make sure you look at the burn on the nose. Okay, take a look at those eyebrows, how puffed up they are. Okay, left edge of right eyebrow, right edge of left eyebrow. Okay, and then you got the massive fucking burn over here. Okay, absolutely. Whiteness also in the area between the eyebrow and the eyelid. Okay, I had a splitting radiation migraine headache all day yesterday, which is what prompted me to make the video, and then that's when all this stuff was discovered. Okay, so these are pictures from the video, and you can see the details here are, well, that's another September 10th, so that must be some more pictures of the pictures. So let me actually go down to the actual pictures. Okay, so bear with me. Sorry about that. I thought those were the actual pictures. So it appears... So these are the pictures right here, actually. And the reason why my hair is all messed up is because I was pouring a lot of water on my head and putting pain reliever cream on the scalp to try and stop the attacks to the top of the head. So these are... There you go, right there. Okay, this is the side of the left eye. Let me show you the details, showing that it will be September 9th, 2025. Okay. And I find it funny because my video camera was set for location identification and it got turned off. Got turned off. Who turned it off? Okay, you can research gang stalking and cell phone hacking. Absolutely. So this is the corner of the left eye, and you can see there's some veins and arteries that would lead into that area. Absolutely. That's a I don't even know what to call that. It's a burn for sure. But this is just another extreme torture episode that I endured through these wild sadistic horrors. And the energy goes up into the eyebrow area again. It gets deposited in there. And when they do a continuous feed, it gets backed up, and that causes the mass inflammation and much more. A lot of it also goes down into the nose area. When you see my other evidence videos, your jaw is gonna drop. Your jaw is literally gonna drop. You would not believe what oh, absolutely. Okay, so let me just show you a few more things here. Bear with me. Those are just additional pictures from the video. This right here is a frontal view. Look at the nose. You want to make sure you look at all white areas of the face, because are those other routing schemes where the energy is being routed to. Okay? Oh, absolutely. Look at all white areas. Okay? Alright? I'm going to try and upload those two videos I made yesterday today. Okay, so here's the frontal view. Okay, now this is a view where I'm not squinting the eyebrows, which would then enable you to see the massive puffiness. But this one right here even shows you, okay, the mark to the eye. And this right here is a burn on the nose. You should also always pay attention to all discolorizations of the nose. You would not believe what's going on. Now, why are they targeting the eyes? So what you want to do is take a look at my eyes right here. Okay, those are implants in my eyes, and those are electromagnetic weapon boil bumps. Okay, from an attack that I endured at 2 locations. It was an identical attack that started at one location and then identically continued at a second location. that second location I'll be going to today, which is Bond's Grocery Store on Regents Road and Arabia Street. And we're going to see if I endure any staged events along any of my routes today, which includes outside of Bond's, inside of Bond's, bathroom breaks, any aisle, any department, including checkout lane. Managers, employees, fake role-playing customers, security guards, anybody, you would not believe what's going on. So bring up that YouTube link that you see in this description here. Take a snap screenshot of this, by the way, and then zoom in on it to take a good look at those islands implants. Okay, bring up this YouTube video. You're going to see scientists and you're going to see a scientist openly discuss these types of islands implants. In fact, they are the type of islands implants, while she's openly showing the fact that a world-renowned scientist who wrote a book, Dr. Hildegard Steininger, where those islands implants are in her book. So you're going to hear about some of the features and functions of those islands implants. And one of the ways that they need to get energy into those islands implants is by and through the top of the head, and then the energy goes into the veins, arteries, and then from there it goes into the eyebrows, and from there it goes into the eyes, into the nose. From the nose it goes into the mouth. Some of it's routed to the cheeks. Look at this right here. Okay, do you see a routing scheme there? It's a shared routing scheme for the energy. Okay, goes from the eyebrow into here, across from here to the other eye. Absolutely. And this right here is a 3.5 inch long surgery scar. I don't know how well you can see it. That's on the back of my head, right at the occipital lobe, which is dedicated for vision. Okay, your occipital lobe is where you process vision. So why was a surgical operation performed on the back of my head, where your occipital lobe is at, which is where you do visual processing. Okay, absolutely, right? So one thing you got to understand about these murder vile horrors is they don't give a shit. The white discolorization comes from, but not limited to, dead muscle, because they have fed so much energy into it. They're literally killing me. Right now, I got a massive radiation headache because what they started on early afternoon of September 8th, they massively increased all throughout the night of the September 8th. Okay, all day yesterday, last night while I was sleeping, and aspects of it is still occurring. Okay, mostly today it's been through the ears because there's different routing schemes. So let me just show you a few more things here and I'm going to let you go. By the way, well, I'm not going to show you that right now. I was going to show you a couple other things when I said by the way, but I think I'll save that for another video. So let me just see what else I can find here to show you. This is a memory card that doesn't have a lot of evidence on it because it's a new memory card that's in the phone. So it doesn't have a lot of evidence, snap screenshots on it. And I gotta go because this area, the sun is starting to get on this area. This right here you should also research. These are cortical visual prosthetics. You can clearly see an implant is put in the back of the head for that. Okay, and then the digital camera. Those prosthetic islands implants that I showed you a minute ago that are in my eyes, those are visual prosthetics. Okay. Yeah, the lens themselves, it makes the lens, concerning what's reported, it literally makes the lens a walking camera. Okay, so do you understand? It literally makes the lens a walking camera. Because you need to be smart. Look, you're smart, right? You're reasonably intelligent, at least, right? So think to yourself, why would the government put eye lens implants in a human being? These are not contact lenses, folks. These are implants. So when you look at what contact lenses are where people will go and get a prescription here in America. They'll go and get a prescription because they need some type of corrective vision assistance. But those types of lenses get put on the eyes, and then you can take them off. You can put them on, then you can take them off. These are implanted prosthetic ocular visual implants. Okay, so ask yourself this question. You got to think smart. Listen to this with critical thinking and with common sense. Okay, ask yourself a question. if the government implants you, okay, if the government, and they're just one of many, because trust me, no matter who implants you, the government's involved in it too. Make no mistake about it, absolutely. So you need to say to yourself, look at the difference between contact lenses that you get through a prescription. Then you get them, you take them home, and you put them in your eyes. Then when you go to bed at night, you take them out. These are not that kind at all. These are implanted, okay, within the visual system, on the eye, and more than likely also other connected implants within the visual processing areas of the brain. Right now, I got a pea-sized bump on the back of my head, right above where that 3.5-inch horizontal surgery scar was at, less than 1/64 of an inch directly below my left occipital lobe, which is the area of the brain that's dedicated for what? Visual processing. Okay? So, do you really think, so here's the thing that you got to really take to heart. Okay? Listen to me carefully. They're not going to implant you. Why would they implant a human being and then not be able to gain, okay, something from that implantation? In other words, if they put these types of visual prosthetics that are in my eyes right now, okay, how are they being interfaced with? Okay? See, because one thing you understand about implants is that I'm trying to look for the right words to explain this in the right way, so just bear with me, okay? So I've already stated to you about contact lenses that you get through a prescription, and then you put them in yourself, and then you take them out at night, right? Right? And that's for corrective vision, to correct your vision, to bring it back into, 20/20 vision or whatever, okay? Now, implants, you got to think to yourself, why would the government put implants in your eyes, and then do you really think they're putting them in your eyes and then walking away and not doing nothing? Because if they were walking away and not doing nothing at all, then why were they put in there to begin with? Do you see what I'm saying? See, 99.99% of all implants that are put in gang stalking targets are remotely interfaced with. Do you understand? Okay? Which means there's got to be at least one secondary implant that's got an antenna. Okay? Are you getting it now? Right? Because think to yourself, these are implants. Okay? They're not implants to correct vision. I've never had problems with vision in my entire life. I only, I got my eyes tested when I was a kid, no problem. Didn't need glasses ever. Okay? Right? Then I went and I had my vision tested in Michigan one time, and I was told that I would need glasses. They said that you need glasses, but the reason why you need them is extremely small. So in other words, just very small correctable vision. Okay? So I have never had any problems whatsoever with my natural vision, which means that, and also know, I had no conscious knowledge whatsoever of any operation ever done on me at all, ever. I have never given my consent for any type of operation except for one, and that was when I had my wisdom teeth pulled in 1985. Okay? So, for one, how did they get a hold of me to do this? And why would they put implants in your eyes for no reason? Which means that since these are so when you watch that YouTube link, listen to what's said about them, some of the features and functions of them. These implants are remotely accessible. Now, when you go to Google and you type in at Google, gang stalking and remote neural monitoring, and you see that thousands of testimonies, and there's hundreds of lawsuits about this too as well on the internet, what is one of the biggest common complaints amongst gang stalking victims who state that they're being subjected to remote neural monitoring? What's one of their biggest complaints? One of their biggest complaints is them stating that the perpetrators are able to do what? See through their eyes. Do you understand? It's reported these types of eye lens implants make the victim who has them in them a walking video camera. Now that right there shows criminal tracking too, and criminal surveillance. And then you would not believe what's happening through them. Okay? So they know you're advertising this all over the internet, and so they're getting anxious. So I want you to know that San Diego Park Rangers and San Diego Police staged an event towards me 2.5 days ago. And by the way, the plaza that they broke my knee in, which I got videos, and I got massive videos and photos of those injuries. A big gigantic burn hole in the side of my left knee. And massive big red burn marks all around the kneecap. Okay? When they did that to my knee. What plaza did that happen in? The Berry Plaza I'm also going into today, which is located on Villa La Jolla Square Drive, where Whole Foods is at, CVS is at, Bill's Coffee Shop is at, and my post office is at. I've been gang stalked on a rabbit scale to each one of those businesses on every date. Every date. And then I'm going to the Vons grocery store. I'm going there to Whole Foods today to pick up an Amazon. Then I'm going to duck into CVS to try and see if a prescription was called in for an ear infection. And the last time I was in CVS to pick up a prescription, they staged an event at the pharmacy counter, and I was attacked while I was waiting in line. Let's see if that fucking happens again. Because I'm still in the throes and effects of what I've been going through non-stop. Okay, since early afternoon, September 8th, and today's date is September 10th. I am in the throes and effect right now of what they've been doing non-stop since early afternoon, September 8th, which means that when I go along my routes today, I'm going to be compromised. And this crime loves staging events when you're compromised, and they will use anybody for it, anybody of any age, anywhere the target's at. Okay? They know you're compromised, which means they know you're not feeling well. They know your brain is compromised from these attacks. Absolutely. And if you knew the other stuff that was going on in this crime, you would have no problem whatsoever believing every syllable I'm saying right now. So make sure you bring up that YouTube link that was attached in the pictures of the Islands implants. And the grocery store I'm going today, that's where they continued the attack. See, the picture you saw of the Islands implants? That came from a live Periscope video. And they've been caught on several dates since, by the way. So, what I did was, I was at a wooded area where the initial attack took place at. I left it and went to Vons, and they continued the same attack there. So, I left there and went to UTC Mall, went to the bathroom, came out of the bathroom stall, went to the mirror to wash my hands. I saw them, and then I brought up my phone and made a Periscope video. And they've been caught on several dates since. Okay, so thank you for listening. Please say a prayer for my safety. And if I am arrested or ticketed for anything, anywhere, no matter what anybody says, it's a staged event completely and totally. Thank you, everybody.